Welcome everybody to Empire Rugby League. Welcome back, welcome boys, to Coaching from the Couch for the NRL Round 21 wrap-up and the NRLW Round 4 wrap-up. Boys, how are we today?
Not bad. You've been practicing that, have you?
Oh, I stand in the mirror a couple of times a night and just get it going, channel my inner Bear, hello and welcome.
Yeah, change it up a little bit.
Bear, how are we doing tonight?
Not too bad, Badger. Nice to see you again. A nice little surprise.
Oh, I do like to make an appearance every now and then, but, can't get too stuck in just in case, Got to keep it a little present, present for the listeners,
Just in case the Titans keep losing or winning.
Well, that's the reason I'm here,
That's the reason I'm here. So the Badger's out and about.
We've gone up so I can start talking about it. All right, boys. Well, let's crack on. Let's crack into the NRL Round 21 wrap-up. And we'll kick off with the Roosters versus Storm, the Thursday night game we had at Allianz Stadium. Let's throw it over. What's the thoughts?
Oh, this one has some carnage.
I was going to say, this is Wombat's team, so I'll let him take it away.
This one honestly made me choke up with Jerome Hughes going off the field with that shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like a bad one, eh?
Thankfully, it's only a dislocation. There was scans revealed no actual damage to ligaments and whatnot, so it's a good sign, at least. But I think he's out for the next few, 3-4 weeks they're estimating on a good rehab, but... definitely shows the character of the Storm to step up and niche together. But I think Josh King and Harry Grant stood up after Hughesy went off.
Oh, Harry Grant, 100%. It was obvious. He had to. And, he pulled out a vintage Harry Grant dummy half performance to control that win.
Yeah, I think there's enough time in the end of the season for you guys to sort of... Obviously, you're making finals. There's enough of that time left for Jerome to make his recovery and come back for that finals push, which will be really good to see. I'm excited. I'm excited for this final series.
I will say, though, this game did set the tone for the weekend, and it set the tone for a certain position on the field that is always unheralded. The front rowers. This was the weekend of the front rowers.
Don't you love to see it?
Oh, personally, absolutely. Big lurch. Lindsay Collins set it up off the bat. I thought he was back to nearly quality vintage Origin performance.
He's definitely put that injury behind him now.
Yeah, jumping for bombs and all that sort of stuff again.
Just terrorising fullbacks.
Oh.
Well, in this game, we've had, out of the front rowers, you had Josh King get a double.
That's
and
right.
Stefano got one as well at the end, and Lindsay Collins got one. So that's 3 front rowers in one game already. Yep. I think by the second game as well, front rowers for days in this one. So plenty of them.
I think, overall, really good match. It's good to see the young Roosters boys. Sam Walker's back. I don't think he's playing the position and the role that Smith did. But at least he's playing well now that he's returned.
Well, the combo of Smith and Walker was better than Townsend and Walker.
Well,
yeah. Unfortunately.
We did say this last week. Chad had a shocker. It happens. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, for the coach to then turn around and at the press conference go, well, that's my mistake, it won't be happening again.
You sort of take that one on the chin, don't you, and keep moving forward. But
I will say, I think when Bear and I were talking about this, we were unsure about Joe Chan being in the centres. So that late switch of Kane Bradley going to the wing, that was...
Yeah, you called that.
I called that at the start, but I think Kane Bradley up against Tupou was a... No, you can't match those two. I would have thought Xavier Coates and Tupou.
Yeah.
But
then you had Marky Mark on the other side who's a bigger body, so...
But in that case, you've got... Yeah, I can see the matchup because you had Anderson and Xavier Coates on one side and Howarth and Bradley on the other, but they're kind of shot for experience outside backs at the moment.
There's a lot of injuries.
Meany going to fullback at this game as well. So that's 3 games in a row now that he's played fullback?
Yeah, probably the last month.
Sweet, we'll crack on to our next game. So the Friday game, the first one, the Cowboys versus the Dragons up at Queensland Country Bank. Good stadium. You don't miss the Cowboys at Queensland Country Bank, do you?
Well, it was only against the Dragons.
It was only against the Dragons, but
still,
Cowboys haven't really been performing fantastic lately.
No, they haven't. But to only go, they shot out of the blocks. They should have. This should have been a lot more of an embarrassing scoreline for the Dragons than what this ended up being. And in the second half, I think the Dragons just, to their credit, fought back, absolutely come in, and Jacob Little.
Well, just there, it's got 28-12 at half time. That's that's a bit of a statement. That's normally a full time score sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Well, especially, and that's only 28 because Nanai right on half time too, I think. So, look, 2 tries to 4 in the second half. I don't think Toddy Payton would be too happy, but at the same time, he'd be sort of happy.
With 2 points, I mean, 2 points and a win at home. So
yeah, it does take a little bit of pressure off him for the week, but continuing with our front rower thing, Cohen Hess. And he didn't get on the scorecard, but Griffin Neem was strong as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely put out a statement, Griffin. He's really come into that team strong and really pushing the rest of the boys around him, which is good to see. Look, we always knew it was going to be a bit of a high-scoring game, these teams going up against each other.
Optional.
Yeah, defence is... Yeah. Rugby League 26, put the step on, off you go. But overall, I think second half made it a really interesting, fun game to watch with the Dragons' performance, and I'm glad they picked it back up and made it.
Well, put it this way, I reckon the Cowboys probably don't win if there's one bloke not on the field.
Who's that, Bear?
Tommy Dearden.
Tommy Dearden.
Oh, yeah.
You know how much I rave on about Tommy Dearden.
Oh, I think everyone's sick of it, even myself, the New South Wales fan, carrying on about Tommy Dearden because, mate, the kid's quality.
Oh, he is the Queensland halfback for the foreseeable future.
Is he the Kangaroos halfback at the end of the year?
On form right now, yeah.
I don't see anyone beating him out for that.
I mean, realistically, if you go off the whole combination thing that they harp on about, Munster and Dearden, that's your combination.
Yeah, well, I can't argue with it.
Yeah, they do say, Origin's a trial for the Kangaroos, and from what we've seen this year, the trials that we've had.
The only counter I would have to that, and Bear, you'd be happy, is Moses at 7, Tommy Dearden at 6, or Munster at 6.
Mate, Mitch can play 6 or 7.
Yeah.
He's proven that, and we'll get to that in the next game.
Just a quick one on the Cowboys, though. You've got Jason Taumalolo, who's still fighting an injury. Where does he fit in this side?
Off the bench.
Off the bench front rower or off the bench?
Off the bench anyway.
Lock.
I think similar to how they played Big Papa at the start of the season. We've obviously seen him come back in form. He's picked it way back up. But I think when Taumalolo comes back, he will fit into a role similar to how Papa was fitting in at the Raiders at the start of the year. That off the bench, big impact forward, a bit late in the game, late in the half sort of
Well,
thing.
you got to think too, with the Cowboys, their bench at the start or the midway of the year started really having an impact. But that was Cohen Hess, Griffin Neem coming off the bench, and all of a sudden the Cowboys looked a different unit.
And they also had Nanai coming off the bench at the start
after
he got dropped.
His little,
After he got dropped.
Defensive issues.
All right, speaking of someone who's picked up on their defensive issues, Parramatta Eels over the Brisbane Broncos, second game Friday night. Bear, kick it off. What do you reckon?
The boys reckon I can claim this as an oracle prediction, but I really can't. Because one, I didn't tip Parramatta, and 2, at half time, I had zero confidence because I'd seen this movie before. But I did highlight how the Broncos could lose if they were going to lose, and I'll say that I was probably 70% right on that.
What was the key for Para this weekend?
Mitchell Moses.
Mitchie.
Unfortunately, there's no other way to put it. It's Mitch.
Yeah, he's the messiah for that team.
Yeah. I mean, not the two Lomax tries, but both Lomax tries. The way he set them up was the same shape, same everything. He just played Karapani like a fiddle. The first one was a little chip over the top, and the arrogance in that. If you watch the replay of that, he's chipped it and started running backwards. Lomax isn't even in the picture yet. Mitch just started running backwards, going, my boy's got it, it's all good. And then the second one, he goes, Karapani's sitting back now, waiting for me chip. Well, guess what? Penasini, early ball, gets past one, nice little tip onto Lomax.
Yeah, I suppose it's just that vision and experience from Moses that just really combines that team together.
I mean, if he's fit the whole year, do we have a different Parramatta side on the ladder?
Well, from what we've seen this year while he's been playing, Para looked like a final side. Every time that they've played with Mitch Moses in there, everyone's playing towards Mitch. He's playing his game. It's looked like a finals Parramatta team. But then you drop Mitch and the whole team just falls apart. The whole structure falls apart. And it's disappointing to see that everyone's relying on that one key player. But it's not something that's foreign to rugby league, right?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I think with the emergence of Jason Riles, I think that dependence on a solo player will start to lessen. And I think we've seen that this year already with the way that Dean Hawkins was doing the same role as Mitch. Obviously, there's a difference in class level, but the game plan was the same. Mm-hmm. And pretty sure Parramatta won a few games with Dean Hawkins at halfback. So the system's everyone's starting to fall into that system. But at the same time,
it is a bit of a young Eels team as well.
Baby Eels side at the moment. But one question I'll have to throw to you boys is the resident Queenslanders. If Mitchell Moses was fit for the entire Origin series, after that performance and what we have seen from him this year, and even in game one, if Moses is fit and plays the entire Origin series, I think New South Wales sweep the series.
I don't know. I think we saw too many changes on both sides. Not rather than just losing Mitch out of the team, but both sides changed it up too much to sort of see how that would have connected for the rest of the series. I understand where you're coming from with your comment, but I don't think it's a fair comparison with the amount of changes that were made for Queensland.
I don't care.
I think
they would have swept the series if Mitch was there.
I think if Moses did play in game 2, I think, and Queensland still won, game 3 would have been a totally different New South Wales team.
Yeah.
Because it would have been that,
get rid of that Penrith rubbish.
Yep.
Because it doesn't work at rep level.
Well, another one for the Eels fans, and happy for you, Bear, is Addo-Carr got his 150th try in the NRL.
He did. Took him a little while, but he got there.
I mean, that's what happens when you move to the Eels. All right, moving on.
He's only happy because...
Now we're moving on to the best game of the round. The Titans against the Warriors in New Zealand. Couple of notable ones for this one. Kieran Foran's last game in New Zealand and Desi Hasler's 500th.
Yes, it was.
It was an emotional send-off.
But apparently that had nothing to do with the result.
Nothing to do with it, they reckon. I reckon...
It had everything.
It was a fantastic game. They really pulled it out for Desi, and I think after, as we've probably all seen the footage from last week in the locker rooms, the Titans have sort of realised that
they are the problem, not the coach.
Yeah, it's the players that put the points on the board.
Well, it's an attitude thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't be going into the sheds, copping your spray, and then messing around in the showers, having fun, because the game's over. Yeah. It's a full-time job. You're playing football for 8 months of the year.
And getting paid bloody well to do it.
Exactly right. And I think, Desi, after that secondary spray last week, has sort of flicked something in the head. Look, completion rate, what was it, over 90% or 90% or something ridiculous?
In the first half.
Yeah, just
so they finished the game on 90%.
90% completion rate, which is just not a Titans team we've seen in recent years. Took the words out of my mouth. But yeah, I think that little flick has switch has flicked in their head, and I think we're going to see a different Titans team for the rest of the year.
Oh, let's hope so, because
looking at stats on it, the only stat that the Titans didn't win, and the only one I can see is kick return meters. That's the only one that they didn't do. However, it is was with players that have great kick return meters.
Well, I was going to say, the couple of standouts for me on that game were Charles Nickel-Klugstad and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. They're, especially RTS, his kick returns were phenomenal. I think he beat every first defender. That footwork is insane.
Another one that a big thing that I noticed, and this is around the hookers, is obviously the Titans lost Sam Verrills 2 days prior to the game because of the birth of his child. So congratulations to him for that. But also Wade Egan, I believe 10 minutes in or 12 minutes in or something like that. It was early.
Gone, yeah.
So 13 minutes in. He was gone, but you can definitely see that the Waz looked lost because they didn't have Aaron Clark there. Dylan Walker, who normally slips into that that role. Aaron Clark jumped in there a little bit, but not a huge amount because he needed to still do the work. But Terea Martin, unfortunately, he's not a 9.
No,
they looked a little bit lost.
Yeah,
but the joys of Titans having Randall there as well. Yeah, cool. You're a back rower, but no, jump in, play 9.
Randall's a brilliant 14 for the Titans. But boys, just before the Badger comes out and gives me what for, because I can see it coming. This was actually the second game of the week so far, of the last week, that the Empire Curse got the team. So everyone tipped the Broncos, and that didn't work, and everyone tipped the Wars, and the Titans came out. But yeah, all right.
Well, I think you know what I'm searching for here.
I know what you're after.
If we look back to the Empire Rugby League Facebook page, which you guys should get on and follow for a bit of behind-the-scenes action, I will quote, "Given recent form, round 23 against the injury-ravaged Bunnies may be the Titans' last chance to avoid the spoon and could be their only win for the rest of the year." And I do enjoy this comment that I saw on there as well. We all know the only two things that the Bear is good at is talking shit and giving himself a nickname. And there's definitely at least one of those in this post. So I think we've got someone with a bit of inside knowledge there that's putting it against you, Bear.
That's all right. I could cop that, but I still maintain that.
I'll counter to that. This is the only game they win. They lose the Bunnies game.
Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck.
That's big calls there, Wombat. Big calls.
You don't want to be losing that game.
All right, I got 2 against 1 here, so I'm going to push you boys forward onto the next game. The Panthers over the Tigers. Look, we saw it coming, didn't we? The Panthers have been an informed team of the competition. They've really pushed back from their slow start to the year, and they're picking up, they're picking on, they're going forward. And look, honestly, it's against the Tigers, but you know we've seen a good performance out of this team this year.
This wasn't the rematch. Everyone thought it would be a rematch like earlier in the year. No, I think Bear on our last one, we called this game was going to be a bit of a flogging.
Yeah, well, yeah, we did. I mean, I did end up tipping the Tigers, but it's that time of year where I'll throw a few spanners in the works.
Yeah. Upsets are going to happen.
As well, the previous 2 games, Parramatta and Titans,
yeah, exactly
they would have been no chance to the bookies or anybody else. So, I'm not a Penrith hater, but because of their success, I do look at them a little bit harsher than what I do most other teams. So I'm actually not sold on this Panthers performance.
Why is that?
I think there was a few lucky tries that could have gone either given or gone no tries. I think there was a roll ball called for the West Tigers at a crucial point of the game, yet not a single roll ball called for the Panthers. When you go back and look at that game, Dylan Edwards has the worst play the ball in that game, nearly the whole 80 minutes. And one of the tries that was scored off a Dylan Edwards roll ball. Now, either call every single one or don't call any of them.
Yeah, I think that's a theme we've seen in the league a lot. And a lot of people talk about it. So it's like something you can touch on, but you can't really harp on about it because nothing's going to change. But
I've got a way to change it.
We bring in all of these rules and we make the referees follow all of these rules and we see it for 3 rounds. And then it just depends on the day if the referee wants to call it or not.
I agree. So I've got a way to counter that completely. Don't give the on-field referees the directive. Give the bunker the directive. Now, every try that is given or scored or whatever, they go to the bunker now anyway. All right. So to review that try, start at the play the ball. If it is a roll ball, it's no try. I guarantee you, coaches will start going, every time you play that ball, you play it properly.
Well, we've seen it earlier in the year where the bunker would intervene and we'd go back 4 or 5 plays.
Yeah, I don't want that rubbish.
But that's where something happens, it sparks up, everyone talks about it, they're overzealous about it, and they go, nah, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, that's where I reckon review every try from the play the ball, and we'll see a lot of tries disallowed from incorrect play the ball, and then, and only then, will it actually start to be fixed up without us even picking up on it. But boys, I've got to give a shout out to Ruva. I thought, filling in at fullback, I thought he was by far the Tigers' best and probably deserves a few more raps out of that game than what people are giving him. So
yeah, from seeing it, look, I think he was almost best on ground.
Exactly
that day.
Yeah.
He really put in for the boys, and he was 100% without a doubt the player that I was. Every time he had the ball, every time he was moving around the ball, he was the one I was watching the whole game.
He looked the most likely.
He really drew the attention from the viewer because he was putting on a performance. He did really well.
Mind you, when the opposition fullback runs for over 300 and does all the Dylan Edwards things.
It's the 3rd game in a row he's gone over 200 plus run meters.
Yeah, so, and doesn't get spoken about because that's his standard.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
Another one in that Panther system that I think this year is by far my most improved player is Lindsay Smith. To fill the roles of James Fisher-Harris leaving the club, and then it was a 2-horse race really between Lindsay Smith and Liam Henry, who was going to get that starting role. Lindsay Smith out of the gates has just back into the season has been amazing.
Yeah, look, again, I'm not sold on Lindsay Smith yet.
Well, we'll put it on Lindsay Smith, and we'll keep with our little theme that we've got going here. Front rowers getting over the line.
The highlight in front row. Yeah, he did get over.
He did, but yeah.
Sweet, we'll push on. Saturday, the final game is the Rabbitohs and the Sharks. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it absolutely was. But full credit to the Bunnies, young kids. I don't know what you call a baby rabbit.
I don't think anyone small rabbit.
A small rabbit. Yeah. I tell you what. Tallis Duncan, Jai Gray, Ryan Gray, Lachlan Hubner, Ashton Ward, Liam LeBlanc. Stand up and take a bow. You boys deserve whatever. I don't know what accolades and that the club does, but you 6 deserve it all after that game.
Well, you mentioned one of them, Ryan Gray, 65 tackles and 3 missed.
At 9.
Yep. That alone is like, wow. Because I'm pretty sure he didn't play the whole 80.
Nah, because Avili was on the bench.
But 70 minutes he played in the middle.
Yeah.
65 and 4 missed tackles.
No, nothing wrong with that.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's very notable for a young fella.
And he's played, 4 games now?
Yeah, I think
4 or 5 games.
Well, it'll be interesting to see when Namazulis comes back what that dummy half rotation looks like, and then again next year it causes another problem because you got Peter Namazulis, Ryan Gray, Brandon Smith.
Yeah, they've got a lot of dummy halves running through, so I don't know if they take the point of evolving someone into a 13, which is also hard, or like a bench 14 who can play anywhere.
I think that's Brandon Smith.
Well, that would be the option for me as well. Like
And
if you were
I'd
going to evolve a player,
rotation, that Namazulis to start the game, and Ryan Gray to come in after 30, 25 minutes or whatever it is, and then mate, I reckon that'll destroy teams around the ruck with the speed of the game.
Yeah, especially with Smith coming off the bench, and he's already had that experience. He's a great player. To move him into that 14 role where you can put him into a ball playing
lock.
Off the ruck lock. Yeah, that'll be
just his runs
punishing.
as well. Like, yuck.
But in this one with Tavita Totola is another one to add to the injury list.
And to the try scoring front row.
Try scoring front. I knew that was coming out because that
that shoulder did not
having that shoulder out reaching. Yes, he got the try, but that
Didn't look comfortable, did it?
No, it did not.
And one other thing out of this one, boys, is as of tonight, Jackie Whiten will now miss the next month of footy. He challenged that shoulder charge and lost. So we'll miss 4 weeks. Where do we sit on that?
Oh, I don't agree with 4 weeks because when you actually look at the replay, his shoulder makes no contact with the head. It's a head clash.
Yeah, so the injury was as a result of a head clash, and apparently we're told that that's not what we're looking at all. The injury apparently didn't even come into play. It was because his first contact was from his shoulder, and apparently his arm was tucked. Now, live and on the day of the game, I'm like, it is questionable, but I didn't think it was a grade 2. I thought there was enough body separation from the arm that he might have got away with it, but clearly not. And it's just one of those ones that if it was someone else, maybe it got downgraded.
Yeah, but I think it's something we've seen pretty consistently all season with.
Yeah, don't bother challenging anything at the judiciary.
Don't challenge it. There's enough cameras around. Don't bother challenging anything, and the fines and suspensions this year have been quite steep. So I think there's a big push to sort of wheedle this out of the game as much as possible. But
I've got no issue with that.
But I don't think suspending players every time something might... The game is played at an extremely fast pace.
Yes.
Sometimes you just can't control how your body reacts to certain things.
Mind you, Toby Rudolph tried to put on the most violent left step back into Jack Whiten as well.
Exactly right. And if you've got someone stepping into you, your first instinct isn't going to be, oh, sweet, lower the center of gravity, put my shoulder into his hips,
It's going
wrap
to be
the
protect
arm.
yourself.
Yeah, that's I think what the reaction was cover the vitals, protect myself, and I think that's where it's come from.
Well, Bear hit him with a disappointing. I'll hit him with a positive. Lockie Hubner re-signed till 2028.
Oh, nice.
So after that performance and that chase down on, was it not Connor Liam Kennedy? Not Liam Kennedy. Will Kennedy.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
so many different names.
A lot of Kennedys.
Yeah.
But the Sharks only win this by 2 points.
Their forwards went missing.
Well, that's been a standard for the Sharks all year. It's, we'll play 2 games, we'll bugger off for 3, come back, play a good game, talk a big game in the media, then not do nothing. Like, for me, they're still the biggest pretenders of the competition.
I think a lot of it comes from like their halves and their spine as well. Like something I noticed a lot with Nico Hines especially is if he turns it on for a game, the whole team turns it on. If he turns it off and lays back and goes lazy and I'll throw a pass here, then everyone switches off.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brayley's going to do his thing, and he did it again in this game. But I just
Speaking of Brayley, he's knocked back a Cronulla
Yes.
Sharks extension and has
come on over to Perth, son.
finish out his contract next year and then go to Perth.
Yep.
That'd be interesting.
Well, I think the club only offered him 3. He wanted 5. So there's a bit of a stalemate there. But if they don't get it sorted quickly, he will be snapped up by a club.
Oh, easy peasy. All right, on to Sunday. The Raiders over the Knights. No surprise from me, boys.
No,
Look,
this is business as usual.
I
We
think
all
the
saw
biggest
this coming.
surprise was the low score at halftime. And that's low relative to what the Raiders should have put on these boys.
Well, it was 18-all.
You know, yeah.
But they did this last week against Para too. They sort of eased into the game, I suppose you could say, and then second half just come out and went, ha ha, we off.
Run away. Yeah, I think that was the biggest surprise for me was the halftime score. But other than that, nothing else really shocked me out of this game.
Oh no, it was. I think this was always going to be the way it was. I think I called 40. I think you called a Simi Sasungi double. He only got over for 1.
I picked the wrong centre.
But the other
I
centre
picked the
got
wrong
over
centre.
for 2. Matt Timoko, but Noah Martin
Oh,
continuing the forwards scoring tries. I tell you what.
letting the locks flow. When he went over the try line, just watching that mullet go past him. Same with Fletcher Hunt with the
Yeah.
other mullet as well.
Yeah, they actually came together quite a few times, those 2 boys. It was mullet on mullet. It was great. I don't know.
That Fletcher Hunt intercept was cool, though.
Yeah. I mean, once it was gone, it was gone.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But Ethan Strange.
Yep.
I think Wombat, you've said it nearly for the last 2 months now. Canberra Raiders, they don't have to be going well, but there always seems to be at least one player in that 1 to 7 that stands up and has a screamer. And I think it was Ethan Strange. Yes, I know Matt Timoko had a good game, but he only really showed up in the second half. Ethan Strange, bloody hell.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, without Ethan, that first half isn't 18-all.
Yes,
That
I
first
agree.
half is 18-24-6, 18-24-4 type
Yeah.
thing, right? I
mean-
think Ethan stuck the first half for the boys and then just sort of let him free after half-time.
Yeah. And, boys, how are these guys still not favourites to win the comp?
I don't know.
They started the year as favourites to win the Spoon.
Like, what idiot had them at the Spoon?
I don't know, someone did.
Some moron from some newspaper that, I don't know, whether they just wanted to stir Ricky up or something to make more headlines, I don't know. But
Well, they've stirred him up and he's come out firing.
oh,
so.
mate, they've stirred him up and he's just gone, haha, we shall
shall
turtle
see.
this club and it's us against the world. And that's how Ricky operates the best.
We are Canberra.
I do think
Up the milk.
the Raiders have definitely unlocked something that I think no other team has really done so far in this competition, and that's their dummy half rotation.
Yeah,
Starling,
come along
and
really
then
well.
Owen Paddy has just been that almost looked the exact same on the field, but with Owen Paddy, everyone knows when he comes on,
it's run.
We've got a lift.
Yeah, but it's run first.
yeah.
It's basically Canberra's version of Blake Brayley.
Strange and KO Weeks know that too.
Yeah.
So as soon as they come on, notice how KO Weeks 90% of the time doesn't come in the field when Starling's on.
Yeah, because it's just that distributing role, and then
But
Paddy comes on and up the middle, up we go.
But then when Starling comes back on the field, he takes off from where Owen is and just goes with it.
Yeah, I mean, that hooker rotation at Canberra is going to be interesting next year because they have Jaden Brayley from the Knights going down there.
Mm-hmm.
They re-signed Starling, re-signed Paddy. Danny Levi's still hanging around. What? I don't understand the Jaden Brayley signing unless there's something going on that is being kept under wraps.
I mean, yeah, with the rotation that you've got at the moment, you wouldn't really want to be throwing too many spinners in the works at that 9 position.
Maybe it's a development sort of thing to just...
Unless, it is. Just knock on Paddy back down to reserve grade to learn off Danny Levi a little bit more, and then Jaden Brayley becomes the 14-ish sort of dummy half. Who knows?
I mean, it's a little bit poetic. You lose to the team by by a lot, and you want to be like, I want to be on that team.
Yeah, well, he'll be there next year.
Sweet, and moving on to the final game of the round. Another one that didn't surprise me at all. I've been saying it. I said it recently. The Bulldogs are coming out of the slump, and they've definitely done it. So the Bulldogs putting one to Manly.
Well, Bear and I picked we weren't confident on the Dogs to win this one.
And I'm still not confident on them.
I don't know why.
Well, one thing we can be confident on, another front rower scored. A double in this game.
Another double. Sammy Hughes. I mean, he didn't have to do much for either one, but it is...
Right place, right time for the first try.
Right place, right time. It is,
and that's what you want from a middle
effort
forward.
Tries.
That's what you want from a middle forward. You be in the right place, you get the presence.
100%. Like I'm not dissing him that they were nothing like they were less than 10-metre tries.
Yeah.
But they're a reward for effort.
Yeah.
And not just for that game, for the whole season.
Bear's just upset because every time he's in front row, he has to work for his tries.
But boys, I don't know if he's got a lot of raps or not. I've been in the cave a bit, but I think Matty Burton just showed everyone what he can do if he actually runs.
He is a 6.
Again, if he was in Origin for game 2 and 3, is it a different result? Probably not as convincing as what I think if it was Mitch, but at the same time, his running game could have... We needed it in Perth and we needed it in Sydney.
Yeah, look, I think if you go back to Origin, there's a lot of changes you could have made with those key players. Like, for example, like you said, Mitchell Moses, Matt Burton, and they're definitely things that, we would have looked at.
Hopefully.
But we don't get paid money to select New South Wales players. So.
Unfortunately, I'd still do it for free.
12-4 at half-time, and sort of something similar that we saw in the previous game. The boys go into the sheds at the half-time, and they just come out firing on all cylinders.
Yep, and again, I'm not a Doggies hater. They were my second team growing up. I have a lot of love for the Dogs. But with their success, I am going to be looking at them harsher. Same I do Penrith. I reckon a premiership club from WA could have put 40 points on Manly because Manly gave up.
Yep.
They stopped trying. Their attack died. In defence, they weren't even putting shoulders in. It was all arm tackles.
Their energy off the bench was non-existent.
Yeah, Manly were terrible, and they made me look like an absolute fool because I was predicting a DCE masterclass come out and show the young kids how it's done, and he was shocking.
Another one that I think is Gordon Chenkum Tong.
He was good. I think he was probably their best.
He was good. I just got Chaz Tafanga. I really think that NRL has passed him.
Yeah.
He's just... you can see it in the first 10 minutes. He couldn't keep up with the pace of the game by the looks of it.
Yeah. Can I draw a comparison to another one? And this is no disrespect to these boys. The quality players have been their whole careers, but sometimes Father Time catches you, and he catches you pretty damn quick. Sevilla Havili from South is another one I feel that is just, unfortunately, just might have been a year too long.
Or rather than a 9, be a 13 rotation.
Yeah, just go back to a
Dylan Walker.
But be a ball-running 13. But look, boys, Sam Hughes, awesome. Jacob Kiraz doing his thing. Bronson Sherry return. Mind you, how he came back out for the second half, I've got questions over. I've got questions over Josh Papali'i for Canberra coming out, not going off for HIA in the first half as well. This HIA stuff seems to be very hit and miss. If you cop it, not just one, but 2 boots to the face at full force, How do you not? I don't understand.
I think it just comes down to the testing, right? Like, we don't really understand what... They go into the sheds and say, yep, he's passed his HIA
I think the problem with that is that it's the club doctors doing the test.
Yeah, like he's
That
passed
all
his
needs
test.
to be an independent thing. Once he comes off the field for HIA, all club officials bugger off. You are now under an NRL official or doctor or whatever who's paying that. And then no one from your club or the opposition club, well, opposition club is going to come see you anyway, but no one from your club should be able to approach you until the independent doctor has given you
Like
the
go
ruling.
into your own secluded room type
Yep.
of thing. Yeah.
100%. Because
The first boot that hit him
was a bit of a glance. It
but
wasn't
the
much.
second one, you
That's-
see him, he went to ground quick.
Again, and laid there, didn't move.
And we've seen things like that previously, right? If people hit the ground, that's it, they're
It's
done.
over. Yeah.
Whether it's a soft hit, if it gets you in the wrong spot, if you see that person wobbly legs on the ground, they're done for the game. And that's what we've seen this game, and he's back on.
Take nothing away from Bronson. He had a
great
fantastic
game.
return. Great
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I'm just, there's
It's more that
things
confusion around the
that
HIA, right?
certain clubs seem to get through these loopholes more than others. All I'm saying.
You let the Bulldogs come out of the slump there, Bear, all right?
Nah, we'll get to them in the preview.
Beautiful. All right, that's our wrap up of the NRL. We'll move now on to the NRLW, and another one that I'm excited about. I've had double wins this weekend, and I'm kicking off about it. The Titans over the Warriors,
Both
2 for
upsets at
2.
home.
Let's go.
And both are like in New Zealand.
Both in New Zealand.
Look, I did catch this one, boys. I think I highlighted her as my NRLW player of the round. Lily Rose Cock out of 9 for that Titans women's side. Leave her there. You can use Georgia Hale elsewhere. Leave Lily Rose at 9. She sparked everything for you. She was everywhere. Nothing, no try, no points, no line breaks, no good positive play came unless she got out of dummy half and did something. Absolute gun. Well done.
You mentioned Georgia Hale again,
Oh, yeah.
topping tackle count, 46 tackles.
Yeah. I think Georgia Hale perfect 13.
Oh, 100%.
Well, that's what they had her listed as in the team list. They had her as in the 13 jersey playing at 9.
Yeah, which didn't.
Put her in the 13, leave her at 13.
Yeah, especially now that we've discovered this young Lily Rose. I tell you what, there are some in the NRLW. There are some absolutely fantastic emerging hookers or number 9s and 6s, 5/8s, and we'll touch on them as we continue to go through. But
Another one for the Titans one is Sienna Lefippo.
Ah.
60 minutes at front row.
Effort.
well, she came to our attention during the Origin series,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think an eye is going to leave her all season. She's quickly becoming a favourite.
One thing was Jamie Chapman actually had a quiet game. She sort of did her job from where I was looking.
Yeah, no, look,
Like, she didn't have
Chapo
to-
didn't do anything special, but at the
she
same
did her job.
time, when the team's going forward, you don't have to.
Yep.
With the Warriors, look, I think we covered this week 1. It's going to take a little bit to just get the speed of the game. Absolutely slaughtered them in this game. That's all it was. They still have the skills and everything there. It's just the speed that the Titans played with. Those Warriors girls were shell shocked. They never got back to their feet. But
I do think they're learning. Their halves combination is learning.
absolutely, and the young 6, Patricia Malepo, is one of my favourite 6s in the women's comp. There's something special in there. I don't know how to bring it out, or that's for people above our pay grade, but there is a special player in that 6 jersey for the Warriors, and they've got some. I'll tell you what, they've got some wingers. Oh.
Yeah, definitely hope to see more to come from both sides here, the Warriors and the Titans. We'll move on to the next game. The Roosters and the Bulldogs at Allianz in Sydney. Roosters over the Bulldogs, 42-22. Big score.
Big score, but was it really going to be anything different? We talk about it every week. The elite level of players that the Roosters have is, I mean, are we allowed to say sombrero?
I think so.
Look, I don't know what's politically correct anymore, Bear, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, but again, my highlight out of this one was the Roosters number 9, Keely Davis. I think, again, she set the tone and had a game and a half. The boys, I don't really pick on stats. I watch the game and I pick the influence during the game. I don't think stats are a very true representative most of the time. Sometimes the stats reflect the performance, but I don't think they do a lot of the times.
One that really surprised me from the Dogs, actually, was one of their debutante wingers, Elizabeth McGregor.
Yeah, she got
a early double.
Yeah.
But I think on that side, like, you've got Elizabeth and then Moana. You've got those two going up against Surgis and I want to say Navidi.
Ah, yes.
She's also
debutante winger. Yeah.
But like that's alone, Jessica Surgis. We know what she can do.
Well, Jess had a quiet game, I think. Actually, I think Jess is carrying a few niggles. She doesn't seem 100%.
She didn't seem to stride out as much as she usually
so
does.
Maybe she might need a bit of a rest post-Origin.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you're going up against a team with have the likes of, Jess Surgis and Isabel Kelly, one on each side of the field, you're pushing people out there to cover the talent of those girls.
And then
you're opening up the middle.
Your edges of Koenig's through the middle, but the edges of the Roosters are just as damaging.
Just as lethal,
their front row rotation, that's nearly criminal. That is, how do you contain that? You got Reba Butler coming off the bench, and
she started this game.
She started this game.
Yeah, she started this game, and she got a double too.
Yeah,
so another front row.
the props.
Yeah, so like you're 8 and 10, like you've got Butler, like you said, Paul, and then coming off the bench with
Amber Hall off
there,
the bench is insane. Shorten Burton
Miller
as well. She's a cracker 9 when she comes on. But actually, a question that I got asked by one of our listeners is, why don't we talk more about Isabel Kelly?
Because everybody talks about her.
Because that was my response to him, and I said that yes, it's all great and well to talk about the players that we know that wear the green and gold, wear the maroons, wear the blues, but talk about the younger ones that surprise us.
Yeah.
Like one of them that we like really much here is Michaela Brake from the Warriors.
Yeah.
She's one, but also highlighting like Elizabeth McGregor being a debutante. Like,
just quickly while you mentioned Michaela Brake, so I've got to go back there. Her wing partner, Taki Moana,
I think so.
Taki Moana. I tell you what, they've got. This is what I meant before by the wingers. The Warriors girls, they've got absolute speed, power, agility, and just absolute raw aggression with Michaela Brake.
I think that's where the rugby sevens comes in because they look for space as well.
Yeah, but young Peyton Taki Moana, she's a genuine finisher. You give her that ball 15 to 10 metres out from that try line, I'll back her in 80% of the time.
So it's a DWZ for the women's side.
Oh, mate, she's unreal. But anyway, sorry. Sidetrack there. Back to the Roosters.
I'll put you back on track. Yeah, Roosters look, like I said, 42 to 22. We didn't really see it going much other way with the talent that Roosters got in. And on your point as well, Wombat, from that listener, look, everyone talks about the big names in the NRLW. It's fantastic to put the light on the younger kids coming through because they're the future.
Yep.
We'll move on to the next game. Cowboys and the Raiders, 26, and holding the Raiders to 0.
Look, I don't want to spend too much on this one, boys, because do have a soft spot for the Raiders. Just, I don't know why, I just always have. It hasn't just been off their success this year. It's just, I don't know. I think it's Ricky Stewart. I'm a sucker for Ricky.
Sucker for Ricky.
Yeah. But this was clearly the form tip. Like, this was, the Raiders haven't won a game yet. They have a terrible home record. And then travelling is just as tough. But, look, I don't know what to say to the Raiders. Like, there's been a lot of shuffle in their pack and spine. I think they're still trying to find their best 17.
Yeah, they're just trying to find their feet, and especially when you've got a team coming through that, you have all those changes that you've made. You're moving your essential players around positions and changing them in and out. It's going to take them a few weeks to really find what clicks. And then once they find what clicks, they can move forward from there.
Well, the Raiders also, they lost Zahara Tamara early. So it was the 7. For the Raiders, they lost their realistically, they lost their captain
Yeah.
like early, but also Cowboys making a interesting, I guess, a Todd Payton move. They dropped their co-captain Kira Dibb.
Yeah, that was a bit of a...
So Emma had to wear the C, and I think she did a cracker job helping to take some of the younger players through this team.
Oh, absolutely. And we talk about great nines, and Emma Manselman's another one. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, thankfully, has been around a little while.
Yep.
So I think we actually spoke about her a fortnight ago as well. So
Yeah, about her really surprising us, and I
Yeah.
think the Queensland selectors got it wrong. She should have been the 9.
Oh, yeah. But, that's what happens when Women's Origin is before the season kicks off.
That's fair.
Yeah, we've touched on this a few times. We won't bring it up again because we get a bit worked up about it.
Not my
And
favourite scheduling.
I'll respect your wishes, Bear, and we'll move on nice and quickly to the... not one that you'd like to move on to, but the Knights 30 over the Eels 6.
Yep.
The one player in this, Jessie Southwell, honestly steered this Knights side all the way to the end.
She did, but and yes, she's one of those younger players that we like talking about. Although we know what she can do.
We know what she can do with a good pack.
That's just it. And the forwards led the way for her this week.
Off the back of Clydesdale. Clydesdale was
She
was my player of the round.
Yeah.
I know in this game was definitely she was the grub of the game.
This is coming off my comment in the group chat.
Yeah.
I love Yazzie Clydesdale, and she's been a great player for a long time at Australian, New South Wales club level. I've just found that lately, it's probably a little bit of intelligence on her part too. She's just using that experience in the ruck to just get away with things that, hey, if you can get away with it, you can get away with it.
Well, would you say not a grub, but more of a pest? Being a little bit of a pest.
I'll go pest. I'll go pest. I think it's too early to go grub.
Well, I'm just saying that because she's a blue, so...
No. I think it's just a little bit too early to be chucking the grub name out there for the girls.
Keeping a Brendan Smith over Paul Gallen type thing.
Yeah.
A pest over a grub.
Mind you know why I reckon she gets away with it? Because if you actually watch this game, it is hilarious. Every play the ball restart that Newcastle have, Yazzie takes it, and she stands there, and she does this cute little wave at the ref as if to say, oh, can we go now? And has the smile on her face, and does the, oh yeah, okay, we can play. And then that's what I reckon, that gets her out of her probably next 6 infringements.
Just messes with the ref.
Playing little mental games with the referee.
I'm like, can we go now, sir?
All right, we'll crack on to the next game, which had a similar score, if not the exact same score. The Broncos over the Dragons, 30-6.
Now, this was a Broncos win, was it not?
Sure
Yeah,
was.
it was.
Broncos 30 over the Dragons 6.
Look, I was expecting a lot more from the Dragons girls, but when you lose your fullback and probably key influencer in attack 20 minutes into a sin bin, and rightly so, slid in with the knees. There was I've got no issue with the sin bin. I dare say she'll be missing a few games as well moving forward.
I think rumour was 2.
Yeah, I'm not exactly. We'll have to wait till the team list drop. But look, I didn't actually get to watch this game, unfortunately. This clashed with a NRL game, which Fox just keep rolling with the NRL, and I forgot about this game. But
I think that's something we discussed earlier in the week as well. It's a bit frustrating that NRLW and NRL games are being played at the same time.
But look, you've got to get them all on. So
even on the app as well, like it automatically rolls back to the NRL.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. If you have it set for NRLW, it doesn't automatically stay there. It keeps switching back.
yeah, right. Yeah, see that's a problem. But I will say I managed to catch, I think, maybe the first 10, and looking at that, I thought, oh, my tip's good. The Dragons are home here. The girls are on fire. You had Nita Maynard starting at 9 this time and doing her thing. Casey Ray and Racey McGregor, the halves, in the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes, they were the dominant side. And then,
unfortunately fell away.
20 minutes in, and Tegan Berry scores one, and then gets sin binned, and then it's all Broncos.
Yeah, and I think, the likes of players like Tamika Upton, Ali Brigginshaw, as much as, Ali Copper Sinbin as well, but key players in those areas.
I think that was... No.
It was a bit soft.
Yeah, that one I think was that one's down the line of professional foul. Like it doesn't get looked at 90% of games.
I was going to say, it was basically on full time.
Yeah.
So
Ali walked off the field and stood on the sideline. She stood on the sideline for I think it was 30 seconds or something. Siren went. She walked back on the field.
Oh, okay.
She didn't even go up the tunnel.
Fair enough. Well, yeah. Look, Julia Robinson in the centres is starting to find the centre and the wing. They're not that far apart, but they have very different positions.
I think Scotty Prince has definitely tapped her on the shoulder and said, get more involved.
Yeah. Because
she ran for over 200 plus run metres this game.
Yeah, right.
So 241 is what she finished on versus the most run metres from the Dragons, which was 96.
Yeah, look, they got monstered in the end.
All right, we'll move on to the last game of the round and we'll wrap it up from the upsets. The Sharks over the Tigers, 20-16.
They must have had an amber on standby for this game.
Oh, they would have had to, because this was just carnage. Like, while the footy was in play, it was awesome to watch. But, there was carnage everywhere. I think 6 players at the end of the game. I'm not even sure if the Tigers had a bench by the end.
No, they did. They had one because one came back for a HIA.
There you go. But they're going to be long-term injuries. And for this to be 16-6 at halftime to the Sharks, I cannot praise Kezi Apps enough. And look, this goes against everything that we've said all episode about not highlighting the well-known. But I'm sorry, that young Tigers side would have been beaten by 60 if Kezi Apps was not in that team and not captain. She is phenomenal. I think she still ran for over 200 metres. She would have busted her absolute backside. Still plays the game with a smile on her face for the 70 minutes, and picks up these young kids like Caitlin Turnbull, young winger. Watch out, that she's going to be top try scorer in the next couple of years.
Kezi Apps ran for 210 run metres.
There you go. Another week of...
Yeah, look, I gave Kezi a rap on our women's Origin wrap-up. And she's just backed that up. She's run with that all year. And Kezi's not going to stop.
No. But I understand we expected it and all that sort of stuff. But put any other back rower from the NRL in a side as young and inexperienced as that, and tell them to have the same impact, I guarantee you there is not a player that could do it.
Not one that comes to mind quickly. That might be a thought that we can have.
We can mull it over, but I'm confident there would not be a back rower in the NRL that could have the influence and leadership that Kezi Apps has for that Tigers side.
Also, on the Sharks end, 20 seconds in to lose one of your front rowers.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt.
So there was 6 HIAs. I think there's a broken leg. If it's not a broken leg, it's just a very serious ankle injury. There's a knee injury. We'll get to it when the team lists drop about what that Tiger side is going to look completely different. But one, I'd love your thoughts on Wombat before we wrap it up. There's a young hooker at the Tigers called Salma Noor. Now, she had to play a lot of minutes due to the state of the game. I'm not sure if he caught this game, but if he didn't, we'll come back to it next week because I'd love to know your thoughts on her. She scored a nice little dummy half try. I think her service was solid. Tried a backside off in defence. Missed a few, but I think she's only young. She'd only be 20 odd. So, up against this huge forward pack.
Also, I didn't really focus too much on her. I think it was more so I was just marveling at the carnage that was going on. It was a brutal game. And I think I'm also was wincing at the TV, when's the next one coming?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because, she actually found out she's Salma Noor, she's 22.
22, okay. Well, I think that was her debut.
Possibly.
So
I think so.
falls into the category of unknown, and we will keep
Actually,
an eye on.
no, she was a second game. So that was the second game that she's played.
Still.
Debuted last year.
Very young in her career, so keep going.
All right, boys. Well, great input this evening on that wrap-up of the NRL and NRLW. You guys listening, if you want to get the inside scoop and participate in the community, make sure you follow Empire Rugby League on Facebook. There's a lot of stuff that goes up on there. It's quality stuff. You can get in bantering with the boys, and it's great to see. You'll get a reply from Empire Rugby League. We love getting you guys involved in the community. But any final thoughts there, Bear?
No, absolutely. Love your work, Badger. Greatly appreciate you dropping in. And Wombat, solid as always.
Before we do jump off, as a wrap-up, I got 2. So I picked up 2 games that I want to highlight from the feeding clubs.
Oh, yeah?
One is the Manly Seagulls beating Panthers 40-34. It's a big scoreline. But another one on the Waz, 68-6 over the Bunnies.
What's that? 14? 15 in a row now.
14 on the trot.
Jeez.
So 14 on the
I
trot.
think we said this last week. Stop the fight. Ring the bell. Just give it to them.
Give them the cup.
So as of right now, they are 7 competition points clear of second place.
They could have a... Oh, just leave it alone.
All right, boys. We've been going too
crazy.
long here. Final thoughts, Wombat. Go on. Give them to them.
Oh, I think the Wires are going to win the knock-on effect. And I think it's the 3rd year in a row or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're going for a three-peat.
Yeah, because they've got a differential of 351 points.
Yeah, no one,
that is nuts. But I got no more, but I'll keep an eye out for the feeder clubs for next week.
Beautiful. All right, boys. Thanks for coming out tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.